Good morning. This is Rene with Green Earth Farms. We're here on a very sunny day. Finally got warm. We've been seeing temperatures as low as 14 degrees in this area. So I'm so glad that the temperature is going up. But what I want to show you today is a lot of people ask me how they can add worms to a bed. A garden bed or a compost pile, and basically the same thing. What you're going to do is you're going to dig a hole. This hole here, as you can hear, I just hit rock, so it's 14 inches deep. We are in the hills of San Antonio, so there's a lot of limestone. It's a lot of rock, so that's as far as I can dig. 14 inches, which is still really good for what we're gonna do. And as you can see, this bucket here, okay, I went ahead and I drilled a lot of holes. This is halfway down, okay? It's full of holes. And on the inside, I went ahead and I sanded it smooth. I don't want the worms to get injured while they're going through the holes. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this bucket in the hole as deep as we can get it. And that is really, really good there. Okay.
But how did we obtain that depth? By mulching, doing worm castings and everything,
yes,
right?
the soil when we started here was just basically rock. And we have been adding a lot. As you can see, we have wood chips as in the walkways. We have wood chips everywhere. We have added a lot of compost to get it to 14 inches. Mm-hmm. Okay, because here this was terrible. This was just rock. You could not make a hole more than a couple of inches deep when we first moved here about 6 years ago when we started this. So I am so glad that we are at 14 inches, which is great. You can plant anything basically with the soil. And the raised beds are just, they're 6-inch. And we just started adding things and we got them to that point. But let's go back to the worms. So you take the bucket, you put it in there. And what we want to do is just build a safe place for the worms to be. We want to make sure that in the temperature here, there's sometimes very hot, sometimes very cold, okay, that they have actually a place where they can survive, and easily they can go back in the bucket. They're going to go all over the bed, but they should go back in the bucket when if the bed gets too dry, if the bed gets too hot, they will go back in the bucket. So that's why we need to make a really good home for them there. So the first thing I do is I add bedding to it. And this is my cardboard, coffee grinds, peat moss, and eggshells with a little biochar. So also the microbes have a place to be. So this stuff is been wet. I pre-make everything days earlier so that everything is ready for when I put the worms in there. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that on the bottom. We're gonna use that as bedding, okay?
Is it in the bottom of the bucket?
It's in the bottom of the bucket.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after that, I like to give them a really good treat, and this is some of the stuff that they really love to eat. Okay, we got some watermelon skin. We have a little bit of banana peels, avocado peels, even a little bit of rice that we didn't eat. All that is in there. I'm gonna put that on top. Okay. And we have some whole eggs in here, which I will remove because I do like to grind them.
Mm-hmm. I love to grind it in our molino outdoors. It's fun to do it.
Okay, because those are not going to they're gonna take a very long time to decompose. So I grind them into a powder, and I will put them back in there. But the bedding already has ground up eggshells and ground up biochar, which that helps a lot. Next thing we're gonna do, we got their food. Now we're gonna add, this is, like you can see, the whole bed is already been composted. It's getting ready for spring. But I'm gonna add compost. I'm gonna cover all that up.
That's already decomposed, right? It's compost.
Yes, this is compost, and horse manure is at least 6 months old.
Okay.
I don't like putting anything that's less than that. And then we have here, we have 250 worms.
Can we see them closer?
Sure. Okay, I don't want to step on my bed, but so I can get a little closer. Hopefully you can see them there.
A ver, wait.
So moving around. Oh, just drop one.
Beautiful, beautiful
Okay.
red wigglers.
I start with 250, which is a quarter pound. I'm gonna
Yeah.
put them in there. And let me find the one that fell out.
I felt it right here by my boot.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see it, but she'll be fine there.
She can dig in and find her friends?
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
she'll dig in. There's more worms in this bed, so
Yeah, okay.
she will be fine.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we got 250 worms, we got food, we got bedding, and last we're gonna take another bit of the compost.
Oh, another more compost.
And
Okay.
you know, this is, like I said, this is horse manure. He has broken up vegetables. As you can see, some of this stuff.
So that is organic matter that has been it started to decompose.
That is correct.
It already has
So-
bacteria and live
Well,
microbes.
it's the food that I put on all the worms.
Okay.
It has horse manure, compost. It has fruit, ground up fruit and vegetables. All that
Yes.
stuff I put together, and that is the food. So we're gonna go ahead and just finish covering them up,
Okay.
and everything's wet. Everything's been wet to 80%. Everything has been ready for a few days.
So is it wet or moist?
It's moist. It's
Okay.
80%.
Okay.
Okay, that's gonna take care of you know, the moisture that they require. And this bed does have a sprinkler system. It does get wet every day,
Uh-huh.
so more moisture is going to be introduced. Okay, so the last thing we're gonna do is just, I'm gonna cover up the sides. Make sure that they are, all the sides are touching.
So let me ask you, when we had temperatures below 20 degrees, like this past week, how will the red wigglers react to that? Will they, if let's say, because we have a combination also of fresh organic matter, like all those leafy greens and those, the food scrap you inserted in the bucket, what
That would probably warm
happened
up
if
a little bit
it
the-
warm up?
the
Yeah,
bed,
heat up.
yeah. But the main thing is these worms came from our outside bins.
Yeah,
The outside bins were out when it was 14 degrees.
yeah.
They will be fine. It was 14 degrees for below freezing for 3 days here.
Yeah.
And all the worms, I checked, and I will do a video pretty soon on that. I'll show you where I keep them outside. But I checked, the worms were doing just fine.
Oh,
There was
that's
even
great.
a little bit of ice on top of the worm bed. But like I said, yesterday was the first time that I went out there, and I moved it all around. The worms are doing just fine.
Okay.
And they're gonna do just fine here, okay? Because they have places to go. Even if it gets 14 degrees again, or even lower,
Mm-hmm.
they are going to survive in this. They're going to survive in this bed. They have a lot of food. They're going to have water every day because every day this gets water in the morning. So this is a great way to put your worms in either a bed. This is 8x4, or in your compost pile you can do the same thing. And it only takes, somebody told me, oh, it takes a lot of space. It takes the space of one plant, because basically if you're doing one plant per square foot, this is only going to take the space of one plant. But this is the way. If you just take the worms and you throw them on top of the bed, and they don't have a safe place to go to, with the heat that we have in San Antonio here, when it gets so hot for so long, 100 degrees for 90 days, this, even if it gets wet every day, they're probably not going to survive. But with something like this, it's a little bit of help. I did this last year, and my other beds on the other side, and not only did they survive, when I started moving the dirt around, I got hundreds and hundreds of more worms. I took the top 6 inches and I got over 2 pounds of worms. So they multiply very fast. This is a great way to get them to multiply and for you to get a lot more worms. Like I said, over there, I put 250. I did the same thing, and when I put it through the trommel, I got almost 2 pounds of worms out of it.
That was in spring, right?
I was in spring.
When
I think
you
May last year.
open it.
I took the top of that off and I passed it through the trommel, and I got over 2 pounds. So they do like it in this kind of environment. They multiply, and it's a great way to do this. So if you guys have any more questions,
Email us.
You can always email us. You can come see us at the market. We're at the 210 Market, San Antonio. We're going to actually be there this Saturday. We're going to be there between 10
and
4 o'clock. Okay. You want to come by? You want to see, some of the stuff that we sell, some of the worm kits. We will have 2 worm kits available with 250 worms each. So I am going to take some worms. You can see that. But, you can always come say hello, have any questions.
Yes.
I'll be glad to answer them for you.
Yes.
So hopefully you'll see us at the 210 Market.
Okay. Thank you
at
so
1604 and 16 in San Antonio.
Yes, and thank you so much to our new subscribers on YouTube. Thank you for our followers on Facebook and Instagram. We appreciate your attention and we love our community. God bless. Let's see you this Saturday.
And before I go, I forgot to tell you, you do need to put a lid on there.
Oh, yes.
Okay, it does have holes up here on the top for more air circulation.
Yes.
But definitely put a lid on it, okay?
Okay.
All right, folks. Have a great day.